Welcome to the second reading vlog of the week. The sun just barely rose, so it's still quite dark out, but nice lighting. I like that part of the dark mornings for sure. Today I have a few errands that I'm gonna be running. I'm gonna talk about that right away. Hopefully the sound is working better today. I think my microphone wasn't plugged in all the way yesterday, so I was using my camera microphone, which isn't great. But I got some book mail, so I thought I would open it with you. I went to the mail after dropping off my 7-year-old at the bus. Wasn't expecting anything, but I think I know what it is at the same time. So let's see if I'm right. Actually, maybe I should just tell you my prediction first. It is from Baker Publishing. So I think this is the book that I have been waiting for. There was this big mix-up. I talked about this a little bit in my January book haul? December book haul? I don't even remember which one. Oshina and myself, our packages got really mixed up. So she got a package with my name on it delivered to her house from Baker, and I got nothing. So somehow she got my ARCs, and then she contacted them and they sent her her ARC, and they sent, I think they assumed that they sent me Oshina's books, but they didn't actually send me any books. So they sent me the book that Oshina got that was mine, but they never sent me the book that we both requested, if that makes any sense. So I think that's what's in here. Let's open it. It's gonna be a little loud, so let's just open it up. Okay, yes, it is. This is out of my element. It is like a contemporary romance, but it has to do with a bookmobile, you guys. I am a sucker for bookish stories, and bookmobiles. Growing up, the library that I went to, our town didn't have a library for the longest time, and so it would come weekly on a trailer, and you'd go into the back of this trailer, which now sounds super sketchy, and get out your library books. So bookmobiles are just my heart's desire. I would love to own one. Yeah, so for reasons I wanted to read this. I'm assuming it has probably come out already because there was this huge mix-up. Yeah, it was published in 2025. Can a rundown bookmobile be the vehicle that brings two unlikely hearts together? I'm here for the bookish vibes. And I mean, if books are gonna bring people together, all the better. So the plan today, I am leaving very shortly to take Ephraim to go wall climbing with our homeschool group. It's a 2-hour thing, and I'm not signed up to help. His best friend, I think, is coming. So I think they're just gonna one's gonna be on the floor and then the other one will go up and they'll switch kind of idea. So I have nothing to do for 2 hours, but I have to be there. So, I mean, I'm not really complaining. I'll just bring books. Going to bring my Dickens. Yesterday was so funny. There was this Kit's mother, Christopher's mother is what she kept being referred to. She's on an adventure with this guy that it just always called him the single gentleman. And they had used his name before, 2 of them. Not really sure who he really is, but I underlined all the times it said the single gentleman, just on these 2 pages alone. I'm just use his name. Anyway, getting really close to being done. I think yesterday I figured I had 8 more days of reading this if I read 3 chapters a day, which means I'll be done a few days before the end of January. And who knows, maybe I will choose to read more this morning while I'm sitting there. I don't know, it can be hard, like I said yesterday, it can be hard to read a classic when I'm out and about, especially if it's just a short stint, but because I have a while, maybe it'll be okay. I'm also going to bring my Kobo, and I read more of Just the Nicest Person this morning. I woke up at 4, ended up not falling back asleep. Someone's playing Knock Knock Ginger. So I read. I read and then I tried to fall asleep and that didn't work, so then I read some more and whatever. Now I'm 34% of the way through. This is a great one for winter. We are set in Alaska. There is a snowstorm, and our female character is a truck driver. Her truck hit the ditch. And then this guy who is a tour guide, there we go. I was a tourist helper? Words. Remember, I woke up at 4 a.m. in my show today. He stopped and helped her, and then there's this true crime podcast that I mentioned yesterday, and that guy went off air in the middle of telling who the killer is, and then these two people go and they find him dead. That's the short answer. So I read up to 34% within 2 hours this morning. It wasn't all reading time, and I definitely read slower when I wake up like that, but it seems like a pretty quick read. Between these two books, that's kind of how I plan to spend my 2 hours, unless all of a sudden homeschool moms want to chat. There's also that option. So I'm gonna get myself ready and we'll go do that. And then shortly after we get back, like, we'll have to have lunch, and then Ephraim also has a doctor's appointment. So I'll bring probably one of these books there as well. So it's a in and out day, but I should have quite a bit of time to read. Okay, it's after lunch. I'm just gonna do a little reading check-in and check off the book I finished yesterday off of my TBR list in my reading journal. I read my chapters of Dickens for the morning. Lots of funny lines to underline. There's some weird characters in there, and then there's so much that I don't understand. I don't know if it's Dickens' writing. I don't know if it's the time period, but I generally find, like, the stuff that I don't understand, it's okay. I don't really need to know it, and I don't care enough. Like, I don't really love his writing. I don't care enough to really research all the things. Not that I can, like, think of an example off the top of my head now, of course, but yeah, making progress. And then I read like 10 to 15% of Just the Nicest Person. I still have that downstairs because I'm going to take that with me to the doctor's appointment that we'll be going to in a little bit. And I've really been enjoying that one. It's really quick. The wall climbing place, probably the right temperature in there if you're wall climbing. So very cold if you're just sitting there. And then I was reading about an Alaskan snowstorm, and like, I'm wearing my slippers right now, and was thinking maybe I should just sit with a heated blanket for a bit because I'm so cold. But yeah, I'm warming up slowly. So I'm going to cross off Between the Shadows off of my TBR because I finished that one, and that is another point for me. If you watched my January TBR video, I'm giving myself points for books. I kind of explain it more in that one. So right now I'm at 4 points, which is pretty terrible because I need to have 10 by the end of the month in order to not get a punishment. But the Old Curiosity Shop will be 3 points when I finish it. So I should definitely be at 7 points. Should easily hit that at this rate. And then if I finish Breath of Bones, that would be another point, and Everyone on This Train is a Suspect. So those are 2 more points. So then I still need to come up with a point somewhere. I was thinking of reading Frankenstein because that is the first book my daughter's reading for her Victorian literature class. So that's an option. Or a book that's an arc that I have would be an option. Oh yeah, Just the Nicest Person is not on my winter TBR, but a book by the same author is Frostbite. But that one I think is like later in a series, and I don't know if you need to read the previous books. So I started Just the Nicest Person. But then the character in that book, she's a trucker, and her trucker name is Frostbite. So now I'm wondering if the book Frostbite also has to do with her. I'm gonna have to look that up a little bit yet because that's curious. Oh, one other thing that I added that I could give myself points for is continuing a series. Not starting a new series, but continuing one that I already have going on, because that's another area that I want to be increasing. Or I could try like a new to me indie author and get 2 points. I don't need to worry about that right now. Right now, I just need to finish a few books. Unfortunately, Just the Nicest Person helps me not at all because I think she is an indie author, but I've already read a book by her and it has to be a new to me indie author. So maybe I'll take Breath of Bones with me to the doctor's office instead. That might be the better plan. The other thing that I am doing very loosely is Epistolary January, and our book, Between the Shadows, has journal entries in it, the indie book club for the month. So I've already completed that one. I was thinking of starting to reread Emma M. Lyon, but maybe I won't then. Although I could read the Emma M. Lyon, one of the books for an epistolary series. That definitely counts for that idea. That's the bonus prompt. Yeah, so I'm kind of like working on that on the side a touch. Not overly hard. Like I'm not trying overly hard on that one. Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna get a little bit of stuff done around the house and then we will go to the doctor and read a little bit. Kind of always hope that he's a bit late so I get more reading time in. I ended up just taking my Kobo to the doctor's office because I was too lazy to switch out what was already in my bag. Oh, wrong. I really struggle to press buttons on the Kobo when I'm filming. It's hard for me to get my, there we go. Okay, one thing I was gonna mention is in this book, there are these twins. They're 20-ish, called Mariella and Matthew. But whenever I see them, my brain goes Matthew and Marilla. So for the first while, I was like telling myself, no, her name is Mariella. And now I've just decided, no, you know what? It's Marilla. We've got Marilla and Matthew. The funny thing is, Mariella is an influencer. And so I'm just envisioning Marilla as an influencer. It's a funny mental picture. I'm not sure what she would be influencing exactly, but it's a funny picture. And now I have to take this out of the case because it's great for keeping my Kobo safe when I'm out and about, but I don't like reading it when it's in here. Many things are hard to do one-handed as well. There we go. So I'm 53% done. Probably done reading it for today. I'm going to guess. I might read like for a few minutes before bed, but since I woke up at 4, I have a feeling I will just instantly fall asleep, but we'll see.